The Orthopedic and Emergency Directorates will temporarily halt the admission of new patients until the availability of water. And we'll bring you that report, and after that, we'll have a conversation on the back of that. First, the report.
The Ghana Water Company Limited shut the Barikese water treatment plant on March 17 for a major installation exercise. Though the company has since announced the restoration of power services in Kumasi, the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital is reeling under the impact of the shutdown. Some patients at the health facility say they are experiencing the impact of the shortfall in water supply. We're told to get water from Masalachi, but that place is very far. I was discharged today, but I have to send all my dirty clothes back home because I was unable to wash them due to the shortage of water. The shortage of water has become a very big problem for us as patients. I can't even use the washroom because there's no water. The Orthopedic and Emergency Directorate of the hospital is hardest hit. The Komfo-Anokye Doctors Association says the water shortage has significantly affected the provision of essential healthcare services, especially in maintaining hygiene, conducting surgical procedures, and ensuring patient care and safety.
For about close to 10 days now, we've not had water supply from Ghana Water Company. I think they have some issues, and therefore they curtailed supplies to us. We try to depend upon our reservoirs, but to know we are such a big community that the water consumption here is very high. Our operations is also said that it's water dependent for infection prevention control purposes. And so our reservoirs were exhausted, and we try to get supplies from private tanker operators. We spoke to Ghana National Fire Service and also spoke to KMA. They all helped us to some extent. But as I indicated, the scale of our operations and the number of people who reside in this enclave are so huge that that was the supplies or the support that we're getting from all these partners proved to be inadequate.
The doctors say they will continue to attend to existing cases but not admit new ones. Management of KATH says depending on alternative sources of water has proven inadequate. Public Affairs Director Kwame Frimpong says the Ghana Water Company Limited has assured of restoring water supply to the hospital.
On a daily basis, we are taking care of about 1,300 patients on OPD basis alone. They come with people. We do surgeries every day, minimum 50 surgeries a day. The scale of operations are said that we really need a huge investment in expanding our water supply and reserve facilities at the hospital so that we can avoid some of these challenges. For a hospital like this to be denied of service for 10 days, I mean, it's quite unthinkable. But it's something that is beyond us. We've done the best that we can. As I indicated, we've spoken to Ghana Water Company. We're collaborating with them to get us alternative source of water.
For Joy News, Nana Boachidankwayadom, Kumasi.
Let's have a conversation on the back of this. And joining me via Zoom is Dr. Michael Leeds. He's chairman, KATH Doctors Association. Doc, thank you so much for joining us on the AM show. If you can hear me, please unmute. Let me also introduce Ebenezer Padina. He is PRO, Ghana Water Company Limited, in the Ashanti region. Do I have Mr. Na on the line with me? Okay, we have Dr. Leeds on phone with me. Doc, good morning, and thank you for joining the conversation. Now, I know that from the reports, we understand that on a daily basis, you're admitting about 1,300 patients, well, OPD, and about 50 surgeries a day, yet you have no water and you've shut down temporarily. Exactly how did we get here?
Okay, so good morning to your listeners and those watching you. I think about 2 weeks ago, we were informed, the Ghana Water Company informed us that there were going to be some mega works with the Barikese station, which supplies Komfo-Anokye. And yes, we as a hospital, we thought Ghana Water would redirect some water to our site. management bid experts, Confanoche has one water tanker that purchases water to the hospital, but that is not enough. If you listen to the PR very well, the quantum of cases we see over here, the number of surgeries we do over here, and I must say that if you for last year, for instance, our ambulance visits alone, Confanoche alone, I mean, if you combine all the hospitals in Accra, Confanoche gets visits more than all the hospitals in Accra. So it tells you the volume of work we have over here. So just having one tanker to supply us water will not be enough. And then for surgery, we need to sterilize our instruments. We need to make sure things are without infection. And if the pressure within the system is not so much, it can power the things in our CSS. And that is how come we got it. Because if we are admitting patients and we can't help them, what's the need? Yes, water in the system is shut down. You can't even use your laboratory. You can't even imagine. Yeah, so that's how come we got.
Have you explored any other alternative, like digging a well? Because you just said that one tanker is not enough, and the whole hospital has just one tank.
Yes. So the with the well, for instance, yeah, in the past we tried sinking boreholes over here, and I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm a surgeon. So the issue we have is how deep they had to drill to get the water, and that has been an issue. Yes, we still consider that alternative, but I sometimes I get worried because out of the 16 regions, Confanoche is about, you see patients from about 10 of the regions. Okay. And most attention is always directed to Accra. I mean, I don't really understand why. Unlike Accra, where you have 37 reads and University of Ghana Medical Center, you have Tema and all, you have only Confanoche.
Doc, so what happens to your outpatients and those who'd been scheduled for surgery within this time that you've suspended all surgical activities? What happens to your outpatients and these other patients who have been scheduled to go under one procedure or the other? How are you treating this right now?
So we encourage these patients to go to other private facilities that have water available, because that is the only way you get treated. For those patients who don't need surgeries, who don't need admissions, those ones are being treated. Our concern is if somebody needs surgery and I can't offer the surgery, why do you keep the patient? You are rather harming the patient than helping the patient. And with our motto, first of all, you do no harm to no patient. So we directed them to other facilities around Ashanti region, around Kumasi for those who like to do those surgeries. But our other services are going on. If you don't need surgery, yes, you'll be treated immediately. Yeah.
If you say all other services are going on, it means you have taken some steps to minimize the impact. Is that correct? Because, I mean, in the reports that just for some context, in the reports that was played before we started the conversation, I heard one woman saying that she can't even use a toilet facility because there's no water. So what measures have you put in place? So
yesterday, the Minister of Health and then the regional minister had a conversation with the Ghana Water Company, and they assured us of shutting down some valves to redirect water into Confanoche. So things are now coming up. I mean, we have some water, though not enough, but things are now really picking up. I mean, I hope we have water throughout, yeah.
Okay, please hold for me. Let me also engage Ebenezer Padina. He's the PRO for Ghana Water Limited in the Ashanti region. Mr. Nat, thank you for joining the conversation. I understand 2 weeks ago, that's when this maintenance work began. But as we speak, it looks like Confanoche Teaching Hospital is struggling to continue their services, which are very pertinent to human life. What's happening? What's the water situation there? What's happening? Mr. Padina, if you can hear me, please unmute. And I was asking for the details in terms of why Komfo Teaching Hospital have to shut down or suspend surgical activities because of shortage of water. What's your explanation from the Ghana Water Limited in the Ashanti region?
Okay, good morning. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you. So I think the basic explanation to this is that as earlier communicated by the PRO for KATH, we had to undergo some maintenance work at the Swami Runabout, which necessitated that we had to go off for some time, which is 3 days, and then restore supply to the Kumasi metropolis. Now, what happened is that when we were done with water production, we noticed there were few challenges which came to our attention that KATH was one of the places, affected. So quickly, we had to go back to the drawing board and then look at how best we can serve. Just like they also mentioned, we've been in consultation with them. We've been looking at how to, give them alternative source. Their tankers have been coming to our yard to, fill. We understand that is not enough, but it's not as though we are not, in their need to serve them. From the day we heard of this issue, we haven't had, that luxury of sitting in the office. We've all gone to site. Yesterday, we left site at 12 a.m. The information I received this morning is that from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., they were able to receive water, which they've pumped to the hospital. As I speak to you now, I'm within their pump station. What we are also doing is because pressures have risen, because everybody is up and then there's that rush for water. We've also come to the point that we are going to increase our turns on our main lines so that there's going to be enough pressure for KATH to also receive water this morning.
Right.
So in brief, we are doing all we can to restore water to KATH. But for
now, you started by saying, we'll come to the solutions and how we're making progress. But you mentioned that you anticipated this will take 3 days. Did you inform the hospital initially before you encountered some other challenges? You said you thought it would take 3 days, correct?
Yes.
Good. Did you inform KATH that
to the hospital? This is to the entire Kumasi metropolis that is fed from the barricades.
Right. But knowing that Komfo Teaching Hospital has particular needs for water, this is a hospital that takes in about 700 inpatients, 6,000 staff members, 1,300 outpatients department, and around 50 surgeries a day. Did you inform them that you've encountered some challenges and perhaps you're providing some alternative ways that they can get water to continue offering the services that they do to Ghanaians?
Very well, we did. And it's clearly stated by the PR that we informed them that we were going to do some maintenance work. You will bear with me, even the regional minister had to come in and, post and also tap Ghana Water to say he's hoping we can achieve the target we've set for ourselves. So we actually informed all and sundry institutions. That's why we were supposed to do this. We gave ourselves week announcement, a week time frame to get people to store enough water. And from the communique we issued, we highlighted that this is the time people should store enough water. We were looking at institutions like this. It's unfortunate we got to this aspect. We were supposed to have resumed water on the 4th day, but we resumed operation on the 3rd day.
Are you still with me?
Yes, I'm
Great.
here.
Okay, so now that they suspended surgical operations because of shortage of water, what are the steps you are taking to help them get back on track?
As I mentioned earlier, as of yesterday, they've confirmed from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. this morning, they've received flow, they've pumped to the hospital. We've also gone back to our lines to, increase turns for them to get more pressure. This morning, as I speak, I'm still within their yard. This morning, when I got to the doctor's quarters, water was flowing, just that the pressures were down.
Okay.
We are looking at it that by noon or any time from now, pressure should build and then Komfo should be back to operations.
Dr. Leeds, he says that looks like there's light at the end of the tunnel. Is that correct? Is that accurate? Is that your experience from the hospital?
Yeah, so like I said, yesterday we had some water, and it's the water will flow, but we need the pressures to power our machines in the CSSD unit. So that's yesterday, yes, water came around. I mean, like we had some water and some things were sterilized, and we will be operating today. But it can be sustained. That is what we're looking at. Yes, you can't do any surgery without your instrument being sterilized. And once the patients are locked up in your emergency bay is locked, packed, and nobody can come in again. So we are hoping, like you're saying, we're hoping that the pressures will go up so that we'll be able to power our machines in the sterilization unit.
Does that mean that the surgical cases are still suspended until you actually get flow of water? Or what do you want to see before you continue your surgical cases, or you lift that suspension?
So what we said was we want the sterilization unit to be functional. That's what drives the hospital. If the sterilization unit is not functioning, we can't do anything. And as I said, yesterday we had some water and the machine started working. Somewhere around the night, it shut down again because the pressures were low. And like you're saying, they are trying their best to make sure the pressures go up. That's all we need. We just want the unit to run so we get our patients off our back. When you have to operate on somebody and the patient keeps on talking to you, it's like your hands are tied. There's nothing you can do. All we want is the water to flow, pressures to go high, and then we see to our patients.
Mr. Na, give us some timelines, clear timelines in terms of when their sterilization units can be fully operational so that they can lift the suspension and attend to their patients.
As it stands now, like I'm saying, we are doing everything possible to make sure that by noon or any time now, water is restored.
By noon today?
Yes, because like I'm saying, we are still here. The whole team, management, from management level to, the last man on the ground, we are still here. We are making sure that water gets to KATH before we go and take our seat and then do office work. We are also hoping that, from the production of Ghana Water Limited, if we are done with production and there is no power, it becomes fruitless. So we are also hoping that power stabilizes so that we can be able to push enough water to town and then channel to KATH.
When you say you are hoping that power stabilizes, does it mean we have unstable power as we speak?
Intermittently, we get that from Barikese, which is a major water treatment plant in the region. But we are hoping from last night to now, it's been stable. We've been producing. It's our hope that it continues like this so that at least we can charge KATH enough and then we can look at it. But as contained in their release, we're also looking at possible ways, we can solve this in the future, like they propose. There's a line that we are going to communicate on and see how best we can, forestall some of these things in the future. It's unfortunate. Let me use this opportunity to apologize to our mothers, our friends, our daddies, and, everyone in KATH. It's unfortunate something like this has happened. Ghana Water, we are committed to, serving the good people of Ashanti region and Ghana with potable water. It's unfortunate this has happened. We are looking forward that this shouldn't happen anytime, in anywhere again.
Thank you so much, Ebenezer Padina. That's PRO Ghana Water Limited. And Dr. Leeds, so do we have confirmation that as soon as the sterilization unit is back fully operational, you lift the suspension? And which Mr. Na says this noon today.
Yeah, as I said, even yesterday, some cases were done, and I'm going to operate. Even by 9 o'clock, I should be operating. So once we get things done, it's for the benefit of the patient. I don't want to transmit any infection to my patient. It's to our benefit, it's to the benefit of the patient. So all we need is the water to go, pressures to be high enough, and we are ready to.
I also know that you were not taking in new cases. So now that you said that you are going to operate sometime today, it means that the suspension has lifted and you are admitting new cases now?
I would say partially lifted.
Partially lifted.
I would say it's fully lifted, but once we're out of the woods, if you come here and I can't offer you help, there's no point coming here.
What does partially lifted? What does partially lifted mean? You mean you're only treating the people who already admitted in the hospital and not admitting new cases?
So for those emergencies, like there are cases you just can't turn away. If some cases can be in the place before you do service, there are some cases you just cannot. Those ones, yes, we will accept and do the service with what we have. Once the sterilization unit goes down, there's nothing we can do. And that's why we're saying that the other hospitals around 12, at least maintain them. If we need to go there to work, we are ready to do that. But to bring them here and then they just come and lie down, you're doing nothing for them. That one you are doing a disservice to the patient. So that's what we are saying. So once I'm going to take the PRO's word for it, that the water will be flowing, the pressures will be up, and then we continue with our service to the people of Kumasi and Madagascar.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Michael Leeds. He's Chairman, KATH Doctors Association. And I also have Charles Kusi-Appiah on the line with me. Charles is Head Business and Economic Bureau at GUTA.